39 within that box, and you see more of them popping up. The yellow are ones that have just recently popped up. This is live lightning that you see. So I have a feeling if it's not the wind damage from the earlier storm that caused problems, it's maybe the wind damage that's coming through from this storm that's going to cause problem, or it's the lightning. And you can see from the box that you see on the right side, we're pointing our camera, I believe we're still looking to the north. Yeah, there is some lightning that's ongoing there. We're going to be watching that one carefully. We're kind of looking toward this part of the storm right here. So we are really looking at the tail end, what you're seeing there. And if they want, they can pan that just a little bit to the right. I know it's going to be difficult. Sometimes our camera doesn't want to pan that far to the right. But you are looking at this part of the storm. In fact, see that little line, that little dark edge of the clouds that's on the bottom side of that screen? What you are looking at is this. It's that line. That's the line that's rolling through. That's the lower part of the cloud cover that you see there. We're looking also past that, and then we're able to see the storm that's behind it. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this lightning that's off the screen. I'm going to broaden the view just a little bit. I'm actually going to reset so you can see what we're looking at. We are looking from Columbia to the north. Let me zoom in just to show you what's happening, because I really think that's fascinating. Leave that double box up, because I want to show folks what we're looking at right here. This is pretty impressive stuff. All right, let me take my little tool. What you're seeing is you're watching the camera, which is right here. We are looking due north. We're looking right into that gust front, which is that line of cloud cover in the bottom of that picture. Notice how you can't see the lightning behind that? It's blocking you. It's blocking the view. It's the little gust front. And then you go out behind that, and then you're able to see the storm, the lightning off in the distance. So this is what we're tracking right now. This is the heaviest of the storm, likely producing some gusty winds. When this line rolls, you're probably going to feel at least a cool down. I don't know necessarily that the gustiest of the winds are going to come with this. They may pick up to 35 or 40 miles per hour. I think the strongest of the winds are a little farther to the east. Let me just change things here just a bit so I can move the map around and show you what's been happening. Judy, if you have any questions come in on Facebook, feel free to join in with me here, just because I know folks are watching us online. They may also be watching us through the app. Okay, excellent. All right, again, here's Camden. Boy, look at the lightning that's coming through Camden right now. And some of you may still be without power from the earlier storm. I know it took Duke Energy a long time to get to that Highway 1 power line that was down. But it does look like now we're going to have another problem. If this lightning is still ongoing and they weren't able to fix it, they're probably not going to be able to get out there, because they're not going to put their crewmen out where we did have some lightning rolling through. Judy, I'm going to step off camera so I can get you on mic here as you have a question.
So, Kate,
once that down, Cassett, Bethune, McBee had some problems earlier. As this rolls on by. And there's the gust front now moving through Dalzell. It's going to be rolling across Shaw Air Force Base. Eventually this will roll into Sumter, and that's where at least the cool down will happen. Probably some gusty winds are going to pick up, and then you'll see more rain come on by with those gusty winds. Unlike what we saw a little bit earlier in the day, I think some of the gusty winds are going to be behind this. Judy?
Wants to know how long it's going to last there. Camden folks have some power outages, and you were just talking about Bishopville.
Bishopville, yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling people in Bishopville were going, wait a minute, we've still got the storm rocking and rolling through here. And yeah, I know you do. Let me move the map a little bit. Camden, boy, I really kind of feel sorry for Camden, because they're just taking a pounding. This is the second time we've seen a very strong storm. I actually think this one is a little bit stronger. Maybe not necessarily in the winds that are rolling through, but in the amount of lightning that we're seeing. If you give it another maybe 20 to, I'd say, 30 minutes or so, I think this one will roll on by. There is maybe another break here before another round of storms does roll on by. And what you're looking at here is some of the traffic cameras and some of the lightning that's still ongoing off in the distance from our sky cam. We're looking kind of northeast-ish from the station, from downtown Columbia. So we're just able to catch maybe some of this lightning that's happening in maybe north of Lugoff or north of Elgin. So that's what you're looking at there, and they can leave that up. I know people like to see that lightning as it rolls through. There you see more of the storms roll through. I'm going to actually step off camera real quick just so I can check out a couple of things that I've been looking at offline. Just so you can see a little bit better of what's happening. We'll leave the radar up for you, because I know some of you are wondering what's going on, and you can also see A couple of things here. Look at how big that severe thunderstorm warning is that's in place. Just checking out a couple of areas of some winds to see, especially in that northeastern part of Richland County. Winds haven't been terribly strong, which is good news. I also want to see if I had any new reports came in. Let's talk about some of those storm reports that have already come in, because those have been, there have been a lot of these. Some of these are from the earlier storms. Some of these are from the storms .com. We're also streaming live on Facebook Live as well as on our app. So if you lose power, and that's going to be a possibility, you can always watch us from your cell phone if you're maybe on your desktop. And of course, we've let folks know on WIS as well. Boy, look at that traffic camera. There's some lightning showing up off in the distance. County just clipped Newberry County. Right now, Columbia downtown is not under the warning, maybe the north side of downtown, but it's because of that line. See that line that's rolling across? That's the gust front, and that's where the gusty winds are going to be rolling through, although at this point, I have not seen any reports come in of any gusty winds in Richland County. That's a different story once you get in a little closer here to Kershaw County. Let me get in a little closer and show you what we're watching. There's the gust front. What's going to happen when that gust front moves by? Down to Forest Acres into Columbia, it's at least going to cool you down. The winds will likely pick up. You'll see the gusts kind of pick up, the wind pick up, and then you're going to see that roll on by. Now, I don't think the severe storms are going to be as strong, or the severe winds are going to be as strong here. I think they're going to be stronger here. So Shaw Air Force Base, over to Sumter, Dalzell, into Maysville, and back into Bishopville as well, which we've already seen the storms roll on through there. A lot of lightning with these. I'm going to put the lightning back on. And Judy, if you have anything as far as any viewer questions, because we are streaming on Facebook Live, just let me know what's coming across here. Let me get you in a little closer. Let me take this and move it off the screen so folks can see what is happening. Boy, look at all that lightning. Judy, what do you got?
And Rob, you talked about how bad it is in the Lugoff area, they're in Kershaw County.
Yep.
They're wondering, any idea how long it's going to last, because they said it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, you maybe have another half hour or so before the rain wraps up. What I'm most concerned about is that there are going to be more storms that roll in from the north and west. So this is going to be a scenario where you have to deal with this multiple times. One round of storms has come through. I haven't seen a lot of hail with these, but I really think gusty winds are our biggest concern. There you see a lot of the lightning that's coming through. And looking to the north on our top box that you see there on the right, a traffic cam that is 26 eastbound at mile marker 100, which, if memory serves me correctly, that's getting close to Chapin. So somebody earlier on Facebook Live was asking about Chapin. We're getting up closer. I think the Chapin exit is a little farther to the west, technically, when you're looking at 26, but northwest when you're looking at it on a map. So this area is, my sister lives actually not too far outside of Ridgeway, and I know that she's taken a couple of chances here to get some of that stronger wind and lightning that's rolled through. She said they've been kind of rocking and rolling for a while here. So let me just get in a little closer and I'll show you what we're tracking there. Blythewood up to Ridgeway earlier at 77 and 34. We had some trees down. That was round 1 that came through. This is round 2 or 3. We're actually between rounds here in the Winnsboro to Ridgeway area, maybe even over to Lake Wateree. There's another storm that's going to be rolling on by. I'd probably give it another 10 to 15 minutes before that moves through. Let me just check out a couple of things. I want to show you, let me actually do a couple of things. Bear with me here because I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff of what I'm looking at. I'm going to show you that for now, Columbia itself is quiet, but once this rolls by, this little line that's going to be rolling through, the winds may pick up briefly. I'm just going to put on the rainfall. That's what I wanted to look for here because I wanted to see how much rain has come down. If we get some locations here, and let me just pan around to show you what's happening. If we get some locations into parts of Kershaw County that are still picking up more than an inch of rain, which is what I think they're probably seeing, That's where the blue is. You get into the 1 to 3 in this inch of rain. If the storms keep moving over the same area, we could see some aerial flood advisories that are going to be issued with this. So watching Kershaw County very carefully for another round of storms that are rolling through. Let me put the lightning back on because that's what has been so impressive. Let's do another query because when we queried this earlier, we had, I think, 2,700 lightning strikes with this one storm. A good way to gauge how strong the storms are and if they are strengthening or weakening is to put another box around it, and if that number has gone up, it's actually gone down, tells me a bit that the storm is strengthening or is weakening and is not strengthening. But of course, we've got another line developing back behind this. So that's what we're going to be tracking as we get through the next several hours or so. Again, the severe thunderstorm warnings, let's put those on there and talk about where they're in place. Some of that is not scrolling at the bottom of your screen, especially if you're streaming live. So let me put that information up for us. Again, we know that primetime programming is on right now on NBC, and it's a new episode, so I don't want to cause problems for that, but I want you to have an avenue to get this information, especially since some of you may be losing power or may not have had power from the first round of storms that came through. So Chester and Union, that's a little farther to the northwest, 9:45. Fairfield and Newberry, that's until 10 o'clock. That's the western edge of this line. That's what you're seeing there off the edge of your screen. And then underneath this, Kershaw, Lee, Richland, and Sumter, it actually includes a little bit more than that. That's going to be in place until 10 p.m. So all the way through our 10 o'clock hour, that's what we're going to have this severe thunderstorm warning in place. Judy, what do you got?
Two quick things. Tandria in Newberry is giving you confirmation there. She says that you're exactly right about Newberry.
Okay.
It's moving in right now. They've